What's up everybody? Welcome to the Stocks channel. My name is Cory and today we're going to take a look at the stock market and do some technical analysis, and we're going to look at what to expect in the month of January in the year 2021. So first up, we'll take a look at the S&P 500 SPY ETF. So let's crack open this chart and see what's going on in the stock market today. Alright, so first up, let's take a quick look and get an update on our bear bull survey. We see we did gain 2.5% points for the bulls, but we also gained 4.8% for the bears. If you add up the amount of people that are neutral and bearish, we still have more money on the sidelines than we have bulls in this market. And like I keep saying, this market can't go through any amount of significant correction while there's still a lot of money on the sidelines. So while we do have more bulls than the historical average, we're likely going to see the stock market continue to head higher until we see a crazy amount of bulls and all of that cash has finally been pulled off of the sidelines. That's how the market tricks the most amount of people. So we're still likely to continue to head higher until we see a shift in this survey. So going back to the S&P 500 SPY ETF, we can see that we closed out the year 2020 with bullish price action closing way over that 5 EMA, and we still have the benefit of this strong bullish trend. We can also see that the bullish trend is also gaining momentum because that 5 EMA is starting to create more separation from the 13 EMA. So in the short term, the bull trend is strengthening, and we still have the benefit of a medium and long-term bull trend because we still have that positive sloping 20 simple moving average and 50 EMA. So what does this mean for the year 2021 for the stock market? It means we're going into a brand new year with a lot of cash on the sidelines and a lot of bullish momentum. There's likely going to be more cash coming in off the sidelines, driving this stock market to higher and higher prices. It's even possible that we could start seeing a high volume sort of blow off the top where the stock market goes parabolic and it really starts going up in a quick way. You're kind of seeing this right now in the cryptocurrency market with things like Bitcoin and even altcoins. So it's very likely that same amount of hysteria and euphoria could come into the stock market and we could still see this epic short squeeze and a run in the market. So as long as we have bullish price action and bullish trending, we have to remain bullish on this market. We don't want to try to call the top and we don't want to try to predict when we need to short. We're going to wait for the price action and we're going to wait for the technicals to tell us that this bull rally is ending and we're likely going into that correction. So my price target for SPY is still up here at $377 and we're only less than 1% away from hitting that price target. So if we do start getting into this epic short squeeze and we start going up on a blow off top scenario, it is possible that SPY can get all the way up into the 390s. So if we do start breaking above 377 and closing above that price target, we could get up to SPY levels of 393. So there's still plenty of upside left in this market, especially if we start getting high volume buying. Now, as far as support levels go, we have support at the 5 EMA and we also have support at the top of this gap at 371, and that gap will close with a price target of 369. That's also where the 20 simple moving average is, so we still have a lot of support below the price action where we could dip, form a higher low, and continue to head higher. So we're seeing higher highs and higher lows, and we're seeing a very strong bullish trend. So don't get bearish on the stock market and don't listen to those people out there saying that the stock market is going to crash. It's just simply not true, and there's no evidence in the technicals or the price action that says a crash is around the corner. Of course, if the price action and the technicals start showing bearish, that gives you plenty of time to get out of your long positions and get ready for a stock market correction. You don't have to try to predict the top, so don't buy into that rhetoric that people are spreading that you have to get out now before the stock market crashes. It's just simply not true and it's fear mongering. Don't fall for it. So next up, let's go ahead and take a look at the Nasdaq 100 QQQs ETF, and we see a very similar sign. We see bullish price action closing over the 5 EMA, and we see bullish trending, and it's also picking up momentum. The 5 EMA is very positive sloping over the 13, and it's creating that separation that we like to see, which means the market is likely to continue to keep running. So we did break over my price target of 312, which means we're likely heading up to my next price target at 321. Now, like I said before on the S&P 500, if we start getting that parabolic move, we could even break through 321 and start heading all the way up here into the 330s. So there's plenty more upside in this market, and we're likely going into a lot of volume buying coming into the month of January. A lot of people that are on the sidelines who are too scared to buy in are eventually going to FOMO in at the top and drive this market to a parabolic euphoric high. So as far as support levels go on the QQQs, watch this 312 level, the 5 EMA, and of course the 20 simple moving average, which is also down here at our support level at 308. So we see bullish price action and bullish trending, so don't try to call a top on this market. On the Dow Jones DIA ETF, we also see bullish price action and bullish trending. We also see the Dow Jones close at a brand new all-time high. So there's no way you can look at all three indices and see bullish price action and bullish trending and be anything other than bullish. It's okay to be defensive and start raising cash as the market goes higher. but do not try to short this market until it finally tells us that it's time and we see the market roll over. Next up is the ARK ETF. And like I said many times before, I still think there's way too much risk in the ARK ETFs and they do need to go through a large correction. Remember, the ARK ETFs are not part of the stock market indices, so they can actually go lower while the S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 are going higher. So I don't think it's time to buy the ARK ETFs just yet, and you can see that the trend is starting to shift because that 5 EMA is getting ready to cross under the 13 EMA. However, it's still a bullish trend, so if we see the price action start heading higher going into next year, this could reverse and we could continue into a bull market on the ARK ETFs. But watch this gap down here at 117, and it's likely the ARK ETFs are going to come all the way back down to the 50 EMA before finding that ultimate support. Next up is the VIX, and we see the VIX really didn't go anywhere, and it's kind of just going sideways, and it's stuck between the resistance at 24.8 and the support down here at 20. It still has the benefit of a longer term bear trend, so it's likely the VIX is going to continue to head lower. A low VIX is low fear, which means we're likely going to continue to go to new all-time highs. Next up is the dollar, and we still see the dollar closing below the 5 EMA, and we still have a really strong bear trend. A weak dollar should be a strong stock market, so it's likely the dollar's coming down here to my support level at $89. If the dollar starts bouncing off of these support levels, we could see some weakness in the stock market, but right now we have a weak dollar, which means we're likely going to continue to see a strong stock market. A weak dollar is strong gold, and we still see gold forming new higher highs and higher lows, and it is very likely that gold is coming up to this 1930 level very soon. So you can see gold has bullish price action and bullish trending, which means gold is likely to continue to head higher. Next up is silver, and we still see silver also forming higher highs and higher lows, and we did get a price action close above that resistance level at 26.56. My price target on silver is all the way up here at $29, and it's likely silver is going to get there very soon. Next up is Bitcoin, and we see Bitcoin blasting through all of my price targets, and I do think Bitcoin will finally find a temporary top somewhere around $35,000. We did blast right through 32,000, but there will be strong resistance at 35,000, and Bitcoin is starting to get overbought. That doesn't mean it can't go higher because we're still seeing a lot of FOMO and a lot of volume buying into this stock, but it doesn't mean Bitcoin can go up forever. So if you're not in Bitcoin, I definitely can't suggest you start buying into it now. Wait for that next correction, and then if you want to own Bitcoin, start buying it then. There's always a correction right around the corner, so there's no reason to FOMO into Bitcoin at this time. Next up is Amazon stock, and we do see Amazon continuing to cool off after it got too far extended. It still has support down here at $3,200, and it's still likely heading up to my price target at $34.42. You can see bullish price action and bullish trending on Amazon, which means Amazon is likely going to continue to head higher. Next up is Apple stock, and we do see Apple still continuing to cool off ever since it hit my price target at $136. Now Apple just went too far too fast, so it's completely normal to see it cooling off here. Apple can still find support at the 13 EMA, and it could come all the way down to the 20 simple moving average, which is right around $127, before finding support and starting to head higher. So right now, the number one resistance level to watch on Apple is that previous high at $136, and a break and close above that means Apple is likely heading up here for a $141 price target. Now, 141 is up there in the clouds for Apple, so it's not like we're going to get there with no problem at all. It's still going to take a lot of volume and a lot of buying, but Apple is that market moving stock. So if we do see Apple start to head back higher, it will give us confirmation that the rest of the stock market is going to continue to go higher as well. On the financial sector, we still see very bullish price action and a very strong bullish trend, which is great news for the S&P 500. On the industrial sector, we see bullish price action closing above all of the moving averages, and we still have somewhat of a neutral trend, but a long-term bull trend. Next up, on the healthcare sector, we see bullish price action over all of the moving averages, and we see the trend starting to pick up some bullish momentum. So going back to the S&P 500, we see all of the sectors still have bullish price action and bullish trending. We still see a VIX that has low fear in this market, and we still see a weak US dollar, and we also still know there's a lot of cash on the sidelines. So the odds are stacked to the bull side, and it's likely prices are going to continue to head higher. So don't let fear run your decision making, just be objective and follow the price action and follow the trends. I've heard the stock market crashing stories ever since the election, and all I've ever seen is the market continue to head higher just as I expected. So just block out the noise and follow the price action and trending. Let that be your goal for the year 2021, to be objective and to let the data do the talking. Don't bother trying to go with your gut or what you think might happen or what the masses are saying, because as you've seen, the masses have been wrong time and time again. And if they are putting their money where their mouth is, they're going to be making no money in this market because the market continues to go higher. So don't listen to the bears, Eventually, there will be time for the stock market correction, and I will let you know right here on this channel. I'm not a perma bull, I just follow the price action, and the price action has been going higher. Also, don't forget I'm doing the $1,000 account challenge, and you have to be a Stocks Channel Discord member if you want to follow those trades. Entries and exits will be posted on the Discord server. So if you want to follow along, there is a link in the description of this video on how you can join that community. So next up, let's check in on some of the hot stocks. Alright, our first hot stock is going to be Tesla stock, and ever since Tesla closed back over 690, I said it's likely Tesla is heading up for 745. So we did see Tesla go up 1.57%, and it's getting closer and closer to getting up to that price target at $745. Tesla still has this really nice bullish price action over the 5 EMA and this really strong bullish trend, so there's no reason to believe that Tesla isn't going to continue to head higher. Remember, we would need to see price action start closing below the moving averages and that 5 EMA to cross below the 13 EMA before we know that the fifth wave of this Tesla run is likely going to be over. After that fifth wave, it is likely Tesla should go into a short-term bear market, but as you can tell from the price action and the trending, we're still going higher. So I still fully expect to see Tesla get up here and hit my price target at $745. Watch for support levels at 690, and of course this 20 simple moving average is going to be key. Next up is NIO stock, and we have great news on NIO stock because we now have 2 closes in a row over our resistance level of $48. We still have a resistance at 49 that we do have to close above, but it's getting more and more likely that we're going to blast through that resistance level the longer we hold up above 48. We can see bullish price action over all of the moving averages, and we can also see that the moving averages are picking up bullish momentum and they're all stacked to the bull side. So soon we'll have the benefit of a positive sloping 20 simple moving average, which is going to start pushing NIO's stock price higher and higher. We also have NIO Day coming up on January 9th, so I am expecting to see NIO run up into NIO Day because it is a buy the rumor stock. And it's also a hype stock, and it is a hot stock for a reason because a lot of people are buying into this stock. So I fully expect to see a ton of buying volume on NIO coming into next year, and I think this is a great stock to buy as long as it's running. Of course, just like Tesla stock, eventually NIO will end its fifth wave, and I do have NIO ending this fourth wave going into this fifth wave. So my price targets on NIO are $52, and I think we're going to break through that no problem and get all the way up here to $61. So I'm bullish on NIO, and I still think NIO has a lot more juice left in the tank, and I think it's going to continue to run. Next up is Palantir stock, and unfortunately Palantir is doing exactly what I expected, which it looks like it's heading down to this support level at $21. So if you're a Palantir bull, the time is not ready for us to start running, but it could be coming in the near future. So look for Palantir to test this support level at $21, and if that support level does fail, we could still find support at the 50 EMA, which is right around $20. So there is a buying opportunity coming up on Palantir in the near future, but it's not just yet. Also remember, we have a bearish trend, so we don't want to try to catch a falling knife. We want to be patient, and we want to see Palantir find a support level, and we don't want to try to catch that falling knife until we know that the support level is in. So let's be patient on Palantir, and the time to buy will be coming up soon. Next up is TDOC, which is Teladoc Health, and we see TDOC did get a little bit of cooling off ever since it got up to that resistance level at $203. We still have the benefit of a bull trend because we see all of these moving averages are still bullish, and we still have price action over the 50 EMA and the 20 simple moving average. So this could be a nice dip buying opportunity for TDOC before it begins running, and my price targets are up here at $214 and $231. So I'm bullish on TDOC, and I think this is going to be a great hot stock that we're buying in at the ground level. Next up is Alibaba, ticker symbol BABA, and we see Alibaba had a bearish day closing below the 5 EMA, but it still looks like we're just cooling off after this nice bounce. So it is possible Alibaba could come down to 223 before it finds support again, but that would still be a higher low as we continue to head higher towards my price target at 255. Now this is definitely a riskier stock that we're buying at the low levels because we do have a bearish trend and the price action is also below the 5 EMA. But I still think Alibaba is going to have no problem closing this gap, and that will be where I want to take a lot of my profits on this stock. Next up is Boeing stock, and we still see Boeing in this sort of correction cooling off period, and it is still holding up at that support level right around $212. Now, Boeing is cooling off after a huge run, which is completely normal to see a stock cool off and correct after a monster bull run. We're still trading over the 50 EMA, so there's no reason to sound the alarms, and we're still over our previous low of $212, and that level is now acting as support. So Boeing stock still looks like it's holding up on support, and it looks like it could start heading higher soon. I'm bullish on Boeing in the long term, and I do think we will see my price target get met in the near future at $260. We just need to see Boeing get over this correction, and this is the time that you want to try to buy low, and then you want to hold it until it gets to the price target of $260. So don't forget, I cover way more hot stocks on the Stocks Channel Discord. So if you want to be a part of the Stocks Channel Discord community, check out the link in the description of this video. I think 2021 is going to be a great trading year, and I think it's going to be a great time for us because we're doing the $1,000 account challenge, which is going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to be doing a lot of trading with a smaller account size, which I know a lot of you have been asking for. So I'm really excited for this year, and I hope you all are as well, because we're going to crush this market and we're going to make a lot of money this year. So thanks for watching, everybody. The holidays are now over and I'm back to my normal schedule. So thanks for being patient with me. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.